HubSpot Tasks just got a major upgrade, and if you ever wished your CRM could actually manage your team's work, you're going to want to pay attention to this one. We're breaking down everything that's new: Subtasks, Gantt charts, pipelines, calendar views, and more. And you'll be able to see exactly what's new to know if maybe you can ditch that other task management tool you've been using. If you're new here, this is HubSpot Hacks by SimpleStrat. We're a diamond HubSpot solutions partner that helps sales, marketing, and operations leaders streamline their team's workflows and unlock the full potential of HubSpot. Let's get into it. First things first, you always got to log into HubSpot. And on the left-hand side here, you'll see CRM. Scroll down past all of your objects and go to tasks. You'll see all the stuff is brand new right now. It's still tagged as in beta for me. So you'll see right away, this looks a little bit different. Task got the object treatment inside of HubSpot. So it operates like a full-on object, like your contacts, companies, and deals. That means now you can create custom task properties and task pipelines, which I'm going to show you a little bit later on in the video. So our table view looks a little bit differently, but where I think the real money is if you click this table view here, you can change to a board view. So now you can see where your tasks are in progress. You can see a Gantt view, which this is the biggest request people were looking for to really use HubSpot and tasks as a project management tool. And then there's even a calendar view as well. All right, hopping into the Gantt view, which is one of my favorites along with the board view, you actually see something new, which is task start dates and due dates. So that's going to be reflected here by these blue bars, showing you when the task is supposed to be started and when it's supposed to be ended. You can customize this easily here by just dragging and dropping, affecting the end date, changing the start dates, or clicking into it and managing your tasks directly from here. The biggest impact I think that they made was adding subtasks. I'm going to show you how that works now. So let's work with this demo task here and going to hover over it. So you can click to preview, you can delete from here, or click the plus sign to create a subtask. So we'll give this title our subtask 1, stage not started. It's actually going to link everything that this is associated to from that first task, which is really handy. Priority you can set, change who it's assigned to if you want, and then set your due date here. Mine defaults to 3 business days out, and then create that task. So when you're working in your tasks, you might see a little arrow here or this little kind of branching icon. That means that there are subtasks linked to this, which you can click to expand and see all of your subtasks. So let's go add a couple more here. But I have a couple subtasks laid out. You can see exactly how this task is meant to go with the subtasks below it. What I also think is really cool is our new board view. So if you hop into our board view here, you can manage this exactly like any sort of pipeline you set up for tickets or deals, where you can set which tasks are you're worked already, which ones you're waiting on some help for, been deferred, completed, so on and so forth. And it's really cool that you can actually edit the pipeline stage by simply just dragging and dropping from one stage to another. So it functions just like any of your other pipelines. What you're seeing here for not started, in progress, waiting, completed, and deferred is the standard task stages that you're going to see when you're using HubSpot. So if you do want to customize this, you can. You'll do that by clicking the gear icon. On the left-hand side, you'll go down to data management and objects, select your task object and switch to pipelines here. And then you can edit your task pipelines, add colors to those pipeline lanes, and also change the status and whether to open or close and see how many are in each stage. Now you might be thinking, can I build some automations around these tasks? And the answer is yes. There are automations around tasks as long as you're on a professional or enterprise level hub. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite use cases, which is some sort of trigger setting up the creation of a task in a queue with some subtasks underneath it. So on the left-hand side, we're going to go to automations and workflows. We are going to create a workflow from scratch. And let's use the example of a new company becomes a customer or a new deal is closed won. And we want to create an onboarding tasks for our customer service team to manage. So we'll say met filter criteria. Let's use the company. We'll look at life cycle stage. Life cycle stage is customer. Next, we will turn re-enroll on in case this does happen more than once, actually. We'll click next. We'll leave re-enroll off for this scenario. and then choose our actions. So we're going to go to create task. So search here, create task, and let's call this our book onboarding call. So the type will be, this is more of a to do for the rep to book that one. We'll have it due immediately, and we'll have it start immediately, but the due date, say, hey, we want to really make sure that this is done within the next 5 days. If you scroll down here, you can add this to a task queue. So say you have a specific onboarding task queue, you can add it there. The priority is this is going to be high. We have a new customer. We want to treat them right. And assign the task to the existing owner of the company, specific users, and you can even assign these things to the customer too, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So we'll do specific user, and let's just pick our CEO, Tyler. Now, right from here, you can click to add a subtask. So say you get that onboarding call scheduled. You also want to, collect filled out questionnaire. I always spell questionnaire wrong, so we're just going to leave it. And we're going to have that one due in 1 day, and then custom date will also do 5 days here. Priority on this one is medium. This one also is going to go to Tyler. And we'll put this in our onboarding queue. And we'll click save. So now you can see we're creating a task with one subtask and assigning it to Tyler. You can then also come in here and add additional subtasks if you want to. Like say you want to assign one to the customer. That doesn't actually send them anything, any sort of alerts at this time, but when you're looking at these tasks internally, you know who it's assigned to and who you're waiting on. So say you need to collect brand assets, like maybe you're a marketing company. So collect brand assets. This is a to-do. We want this due immediately, and say we definitely want this within the next 5 days before that kickoff call, and we'll assign this one to the customer. You can even choose which customer you want it to go to. So say Hermione Granger is this person. You know that Hermione Granger is the one responsible for sending you those assets. We'll click save. We'll give this workflow a name. New customers. Create onboarding tasks. And click save. So we will review this. We'll turn it on. We're going to say no for this, and I'm going to just manually enroll one company. So I don't get 500 of these here in my test portals. And then I'll just go ahead and enroll. Let's just do Hogwarts. And now we just give it a couple seconds to run. So workflows ran. We're going to hop back over to tasks. If you remember, I assigned this one over to Tyler. And I also added it to my onboarding queue. So we'll make this really nice and easy to see. You'll see we have one onboarding task going on. We can expand this to see, and we also need to collect brand assets and fill out the questionnaire. So you can see how queues make this really nice and easy to keep our tasks organized as well. So this is the Gantt view chart. And then of course you can swap over to board view. So say you sent them the questionnaire. We are waiting on them, the book onboarding call. You've sent that email to them asking them to book. We're going to move that one to in progress. All right, everyone, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the major changes that HubSpot just made to tasks. Remember, down in the description is a link to subscribe to our HubSpot Hack newsletter or book a call with us if you want some help. Thank you again so much for watching, and happy HubSpotting.